Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for watching Palapalooza. I'm your host, Troy Cook. This week we welcome Jimbo Phillips, a Santa Cruz-based artist. He's worked with countless legendary bands throughout his 30-year career, including some locals here in San Diego, Authentic Sellouts, Laboratory, Skipjack. Jimbo's the man. It was a pleasure chatting with him. Learn more at jimbophillips.com. Learn more about this podcast at palapalooza.com. Jimbo Phillips, here we go. Thanks a lot for doing this. I know we talked about kind of connecting for the past few months. I appreciate your time, man. For those viewers and listeners that may not know about you and your artwork, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Okay. I've been doing artwork for the past, almost like 30 years now. Makes me sound old, but I started after high school, late 80s. And I worked for my dad. He worked for Santa Cruz Skateboard. So I started working for him. And he showed me a lot of the, techniques and tricks and stuff. A lot of it was the old school methods. So drawing with a pen and ink. And then you would do manual color steps with like layers and stuff like that.
Right.
And then probably, a few years later, computers came in and kind of changed that whole style. But learning the old methods was really good for my technique and stuff. And I still use a lot of those fundamentals.
Awesome. Yeah. You got started. That's cool. I have a background in radio. And when I started, there was no MP3s, no waves. So I was cutting, I was actually cutting tape and splicing together tape. So it's kind of similar in that regard. Technology has advanced everything quite a bit.
Yeah. Everything's got to go through the computer now, which has its benefits,
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. Are you using Illustrator for the majority? Why don't you talk about your process from start to finish with your artwork? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends what it's for. I still like to do hand-drawn art on like canvas and surfboards and skateboards, but for the most part, I'll draw something, scan it in, and then you can color it in Photoshop, or you can vectorize it in Illustrator. Illustrator gets it to a point where you can blow it up really big. It doesn't lose any quality, so that's real nice. So, but you always got to go back in there and in the Illustrator and make sure everything's like tight, because sometimes it'll kind of tweak your drawing a little bit, so it's definitely it's still it doesn't take any of the work out of it for you. It's still a lot of work you got to do. Totally. But I enjoy it. Yeah.
I mean, in my notes here, I have a ton of notes, but you're kind of living the dream, I guess, right? This is a local music podcast, and I kind of make the comparison. I mean, musicians, artists, similarly difficult industries to really break through, and you've done that. I mean, obviously you grew up, with your dad being Jim Phillips, and we got to shout out, Santa Cruz Skateboards and everything he did there, and the Screaming Hand logo, right? But is it as great as it, as you perceived it to be, living that dream?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I get to work with skateboard companies, and I get to work with bands, and it's kind of, there's always something new and different, I work with this surfing and snowboarding, and so there's different seasons and different times of the year when certain things are hot and other things aren't. And there's always different stuff, and it's all stuff I love to do. I grew up surfing, skating, playing music, so it's all in my mentality anyways. So it's just applying the visual aspect to those things, which I love to do. So totally. It's a lot of fun.
At what age did you know that you had a talent for it? Do you feel like it was in your blood, or do you think it was more the exposure from being around your dad?
Well, the funny thing is my dad was a true struggling artist. Like back in the 70s when I was a kid, he worked long hours for little pay, and a lot of times was like underappreciated. And he was really ahead of his time as far as like graphic application and stuff. And so he always told me not to be an artist. He's like, you should go to college, be a dentist or a lawyer. You make a bunch of money.
Right. Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I was a lot of time, my dad was always working on artwork. So I just, I was an only child. So I was just bored out of my mind, and then just grab a pencil and paper and start drawing. And, pretty soon drawing was like all I did all the time. I just had stacks and stacks of drawings. I was always drawing, and, it was just kind of like part of the family dynamic, what we did.
Sure.
Didn't have internet, obviously, and there wasn't much on TV. So, I drew a lot, but then I never really mentally planned on being an artist. Just because my dad had always kind of like, nah, you don't, you shouldn't do that. But then once I got out of high school, it's kind of like, what do you want to do with your life? And basically all I was good at was surfing, skating, and drawing. And he had these opportunities to kind of help him with the drawing. So I stepped in there and started working with him, and learned a lot during a short amount of time, and also was going to college, taking art classes because that was my interest. Yeah, just basically just kind of molded right into it, and once I started doing it, I realized, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, duh, I've been drawing my whole life. I've been drawing weird monsters and all these googly-eyed freaks my whole life. So it's like,
yeah, and we can see some. Yeah, no, totally, man. We can see some of your artwork behind you. You definitely have a unique style for sure. Like you said, a lot of monsters, very fun style, right? Kind of similar to your dad's, I would say, right? A little bit?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I grew up looking at and enjoying, and so I think it definitely rubbed off on me,
Right.
And, I would read Mad Magazine and watch monster movies and, cartoons, and, that stuff definitely was inspiration as well,
I loved Mad. You connect the arrows, right? You put the arrows together.
Yeah, it's like when your musical influences. I listen to Metallica, and I listen to Minor Threat, and I listen to Black Sabbath, and I molded these influences together. So it's kind of like you take your art influences and you take what you like out of all these different things and smash it all together, and out comes something unique.
It's definitely unique for sure. And you mentioned, and again, we're kind of a music-based podcast down here in San Diego. Name drop some bands that you've worked with, some covers that you've done. I know you've worked with some bands down here in San Diego, but talk yourself up a little bit. What bands have you worked with in the past?
Lately, I've been doing, before the pandemic anyways, I was doing a lot of posters for Slightly Stupid, and I did some for Pennywise, Strung Out, Dirty Heads, a lot of SoCal punk and reggae bands and stuff, and a Wilhelm Scream from the East Coast. I did some stuff for them. I did a Metallica poster probably 2 years back for an acoustic show they had. That was really cool working with them.
Was that your first time working with Metallica?
Yeah, it was.
Do you get a little nervous working with these guys, or starstruck at all, or no?
Oh, definitely. I mean, they're so like iconic and epic. It's like you really just like, oh wow, like I got a big responsibility now.
Right.
You don't work or I didn't work directly with them, which
Sure.
would have been cool, but you work with their people or whatever, but they point you in the right direction of what they're aiming for and stuff. And I got to go see the concert that I did the poster for, which is always an added bonus, to be able to go to the concert and stuff. So
That's totally
yeah,
cool.
that's fun. I love working with bands, and I'm super into music. I play drums, in local garage bands around here and stuff. So music's a big part of my inspiration and mentality.
That's rad. Are you into the local music scene up there in Santa Cruz? Do you want to drop any local bands?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up listening to like Blast, that was like when I was in high school and or
Right.
right after, like Blast was like the Santa Cruz like hardcore band, and so I was really into them. But then they kind of broken up over the years. Good Riddance is from Santa Cruz, they're amazing, and they've had a long career of putting out awesome music, and I did a t-shirt design for them a couple years back. Yeah, so they're awesome. And yeah, Santa Cruz actually has a lot of music going on when music's happening. And it's the punk rock was pretty flourishing in the 90s. It's kind of subsided a little bit, but I'm sure there's still some good underground bands, percolating out there.
Right.
There's some metal bands too, some good metal bands.
Rad. Bringing it to San Diego, I know you've worked with recently Authentic Sellout. I have to shout out Sulo. I was just talking to him yesterday. You did their cover, which was rad.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, those guys are cool. That was a fun project.
And also Slaboratory. I think you work with them, right? Trent over at Slaboratory?
Yeah, we've been doing stuff for quite a while. I went down to a punk rock bowling with them 2018, I think it was. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had a blast. They had a booth down there, and painted some skateboards in their booth, and went and watched some cool bands and stuff. It was fun. That was the first time I actually been there, so it was a blast.
That's really cool, man. Do you ever play around with different styles? Like I would consider a style like a genre in music. Do you ever kind of, move out of your comfort zone with your own style?
I definitely have like a range, like like I have the crazy monstery, guys like this guy, with like, they're totally just like off the wall. But then I like to do like pinup girls and different like scenic scenarios of areas and stuff like that. And so and sometimes I like to work with acrylic paints, and I do some acrylic paintings from time to time. Lately I've been too busy with my with commissions, but I want to get back into doing some acrylic paintings.
Right.
That's always fun to kind of break out of your typical style. Get away from the computer too is nice,
Right.
Get some paint on your hands and
get a little dirty.
Yeah, get dirty. Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally. I saw on your Instagram that people are getting your work tattooed. I mean, that's got to be the ultimate honor.
Yeah. I mean, I get a lot of requests for tattoos, but lately my wait list is, when it starts getting a little too long, I have to like start like putting a cap on it, so it's cool to see people just finding something that they like and just like, I'm getting that, and they just get it, and then they send me a picture and they're like, here it is, what do you think? I'm like, oh, right on, man.
That's cool.
I know some artists are a little more they want a little more control of it, or they might, I would suppose maybe some people need payment to use art from artists or something, but I'm like, yeah, go for it, man. If you want to get it on there, slap it on you.
Yeah. Have you ever dabbled around with giving tattoos or not so much?
I haven't. I've had requests. I have a friend that has a tattoo needle, and he was like, I'll let you practice on my arm and stuff. But I haven't delved into that yet,
Right.
It's another can of worms. I think it would be fun, but I'm kind of just on track with what I'm doing,
Yeah, no editing, no eraser, right?
Yeah, no eraser.
I mean, Illustrator, I work in Illustrator a lot. Control Z, bro, right?
Yeah, undo. Boop, boop.
Right. Yeah.
No undo button.
Is there a favorite piece you've done? Is there something you're really proud of? I do have to shout out that you've done some murals as well.
Yeah. I did a skate park mural last summer.
Where was that at?
Right in Capitola, kind of next little town over.
Awesome.
They just put in a little skate park, and yeah, me and a friend of mine, artist friend, did a mural kind of around the edges of it. That was a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah, and I've done a couple others. I had a request for a mural down in Mission Beach, some pizza place. So, but that was like right when the pandemic kicked in. So maybe this summer, if things lighten up, might head down and try and bust that out.
That would be amazing. Yeah, Mission Beach isn't far from where I'm at right now. That'd be really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll let you know if I cruise down there.
COVID has obviously been brutal on the music industry. Has it affected you and your schedule at all?
Um, I work at home, and I email out a lot of the artwork, once it's done. And so far, people have still been ordering art. It's kind of affected the like there hasn't been any cool rock posters to do,
Right.
you know,
For shows, right? For concerts.
yeah, no show posters or anything, and that's a really fun part of work I like to do. Like bands are always open to like cool like creativity, for promoting their concerts.
Right.
So they're just kind of like do something cool, they're not really like, I mean,
Right.
for the most part, they're not too controlling about the image. It's just, as long as it's like gets people's attention and it's a cool image, and they're just kind of happy with it. So it's a fun out. You can kind of come up with something that goes with the band and listen to the band and kind of see what gets inspired in your brain. And so I always enjoy that. But
For local bands listening, how would they contact you if they're interested in like cover art?
Instagram's the best place.
Cool.
Yeah, I always check Instagram every day, and I usually answer all my messages and stuff. So yeah, definitely hit me up on there if you guys need some cover art or a poster or anything.
Right. Your screaming pizza artwork was made into a mask. Was that pretty recent? You got to be proud of that, dude.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, I have a friend that works for a mask company, and he was like, "We got to do one of your drawings into a mask." And I was looking through stuff. I was like, "Oh, what about the pizza, man? That would be cool. Just a slice of pizza on your face." And he was like, "Yeah." And he went over to his house and he just started molding it up. And yeah, it came out great. It's been a fun little thing. Every Halloween it comes back around, and everyone's like sending me pictures wearing the mask and everything. And I want to do some more masks. It's pretty cool little outlet.
Hell yeah, that's got to be like super rewarding for you, right? As an artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, anytime you can get your art made into something that's
tangible, right?
Yeah, tangible, 3D, like something, Yeah, it's always cool. I'm always into just new, like what's a new thing I could put art on,
Yeah.
Like lately I was thinking, oh, what about rugs? Like it'd be cool to make some rugs.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, just different things.
What do you have that mask? Have you tried that mask on?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
That's all
I have
good.
one handy. Yeah.
We should have done the full interview wearing the mask. That I think the audio is going to be bad enough on this, so I don't think that would have helped. But
let me know if we got to redo it or something.
Nah, yeah, I'll let you know. It should be fine, man. It's nice to touch base with you. 2005 Tony Hawk American Wasteland video, right? You were featured on Tony Hawk's video game.
Yeah, that was a really fun project. Yeah, kind of did like the story mode. If you go through the game in the story mode, so you got to kind of go through and accomplish goals, and then when you would accomplish the goal, this drawing would pop up. It was kind of like a comic book format the way they laid it out.
Right.
So it was you'd go through, you'd accomplish the goal, and then kind of an animation drawing would pop up, and it'd be like your little reward after you finish, and blast stuff in your face, and then you go on to the next little part. And so yeah, that was a lot of fun. I have a lot of people still nowadays that were like, first time I saw your art was Tony Hawk's Wasteland, you know, and
Nice.
so yeah, it's cool.
You're so involved with skateboards in the skate industry. Are you pretty close with Tony Hawk?
I've met him a couple times.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, I haven't really got to just like hang out with him and throw down, but
Right.
yeah, yeah, I've met him a couple times. He was at the Metallica concert I went to. I saw him in the lobby. I was like, Tony, what's up? He was like, oh, hey, man.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
I follow, talking about skateboards, I follow Bam Margera on Instagram. Have you done work with him? Do you know him at all?
I haven't met him. No, I've
Right
never
on.
worked with him.
Right.
My friend Andy Roy has been hanging out with him. I grew up with Andy. We went to high school together, and we started skating together back at Derby, and so he's been hanging out with him a lot. So I've been watching that on his Instagram. It's pretty classic.
Right.
Yeah.
You're staying busy, man. That's great to see. And you still have time to donate some art. Do you want to talk a little bit about Grind Out Hunger? Is that still going on?
Yeah, I think it's still out there. It's kind of subsided a little bit. It was pretty hot there for a while. We have organization that raises food for homeless, and they're still doing that, for underprivileged kids and families. And then Grind Out Hunger was kind of skaters getting involved and promoting it through the skate world and stuff. And it worked really well. It was going good for a while. The guy that organized it had moved on to other projects, so it's kind of subsided a bit. But the it's always good to donate to those causes,
And a perfect cause for you, dude. Grind Out Hunger. I mean, that's right up your alley.
Yeah. Anytime I can use art to like help people, that's a good thing, so
Sure.
I try and do that whenever possible.
Right on, man. That's great. Recently started an online store offering like exclusive prints and art pieces. What is that website?
JimboPhillips.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a pretty extensive web store on there. I got prints and stickers, t-shirts. I have some of the rock posters I've done. You can buy signed and numbered copies of those. And they've actually, it's funny because there's no concerts right now, but I've been selling a lot of the posters lately. So I think, people are hungry for concerts and there aren't any. So they're like, I'm going to buy posters.
Right.
Think about concerts,
Totally.
Imagine I'm there, stare at the art and listen to the songs on your headphones.
Or yeah, like nostalgic meaning or something, huh? Like God forbid, I'm expecting concerts to come back, but who knows if that industry will ever be the same? Like live music, big music festivals. I would imagine we will always see people wearing masks at these large events, at least a certain percentage.
Yeah. I just a friend of mine in Australia just posted a video of him at a concert. It was an outdoor concert, but it didn't look like anyone was wearing masks there.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, that it's like non-existent over there.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And they're like not allowing anyone in Australia, right? To stay out.
Yeah, exactly. Don't come over here.
Hopefully it comes to an end here very soon. I watched an interview of you recently and you said the best critic are kids. Is that still true? Do you still use, you have one or two children?
I have two, but they're bordering on adults now.
Right.
But yeah, kids are always a good source of, inspiration for one. They and also just their honesty, like, what do you think of this? They're like, that sucks, or
right.
Yeah. But the good creativity too, they just kind of think outside the box a little bit. And I always like to bounce ideas off my son and see what he thinks. And it's always a good back and forth with, ideas and stuff. So,
right.
And plus they're kind of the target market, I guess, too, youth,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
You know, is this cool or lame? You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, no, totally. Do your kids skate?
yeah, my son skates. Yeah, my
Right.
daughter skates a little bit too, but my son's pretty into it. We go to the skate park a couple times a week, and we surf out here in Santa Cruz too a bit, and
Right.
sometimes head down south.
Cool.
We want to head down to your area this summer, hopefully, if things chill out, and do a little road trip, hit some
Yeah.
skate parks, and
Yeah, what are we about 6 hour drive, 6, 7, something like that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We've been down there a couple times. I've been down there to visit the Slaboratory guys a couple times, and I had a friend in Oceanside. He had a little backyard ramp. We stopped by there and skated for a while. That was fun.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
What would you say, like, you obviously are doing skateboards and surf, you're in that industry. What's keeping you busy right now? Like, what are you working on today?
Let's see. Today, I'm actually working on some designs for Remind insoles.
Okay.
They're like insoles that go in your shoes, and like they're like, you know, for skating. It gives you like extra cushion for your landing on your feet.
Right.
And they do like Pro Series insoles. So we're doing like a skate series of these insoles, and so
Nice.
each rider has this different design on the insoles, and it's kind of a long shape. It's almost like a skateboard graphic, but goes under your feet.
Right. On the inside of the shoe.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. It's kind of a different thing.
That's
I always like, like I said, I like different outlets for art. I recently did a pair of skis. That was kind of something different, so it's always cool to just have a new canvas to kind of design on and figure out what would look good on the certain area.
Yeah, with the skis super long and narrow, obviously. So that proposes some challenges, I would assume.
Exactly. Yeah, it has its challenges, but it also maybe gets you to think of something you might not have done otherwise. I got to do something really long, so you kind of start thinking that way. What would look good on a long surface.
Yeah, kind of keeps it fresh.
Yeah, totally.
Cool, man. Well, what's next for you, Jimbo? Is there anything that you haven't accomplished that you'd like to do?
I've messed around with toys a little bit. I've been painting these little toys. I could show you one here.
Yeah.
Like they're like these little hand painted toys.
Yes.
It basically was just a white toy that I got, and I just painted it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I was thinking, maybe design my own toy or something would be cool, to do something just custom, like the whole shape and everything.
Dude, that is amazing. Is that a one of a kind right there?
Yeah, it's a one of a kind.
Wow. Are you going to sell that, or is that a keeper? You're keeping that.
I don't know. I might slap it on my web store.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe someone will see it and be like, "How much for that?"
Right. Yeah. Again, shout out your web store. I mean, that's basically where someone would go to buy your stuff exclusively, right? You don't have an eBay or anything like that, or anywhere else.
No, so far, yeah,
Cool.
I've just been doing it all through JimboPhillips.com,
Cool.
and the best place to follow me would be at Jimbo Phillips on Instagram, and I post a lot of updates about what I'm, new products and what I'm putting in the store, and I do a lot of stickers. I'm always like, coming out with new stickers. Lately I've been doing like a new sticker a week, just just to keep things interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I dig
Great.
through some of my old drawings, and I find, oh, this could be a sticker.
Yeah.
Color it up, and I have a friend that has a graphic output place, so I just send them over to him, and in a couple of days I got a new stack of stickers. Stickers are a lot of fun. They're easy to send out to people, and
Yeah.
they're basically inexpensive, and they're fun. You can put them on things and everything. So I've
Sure.
always been into stickers.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of little knickknacks and stickers here, so I'll check out your web store when we get off here, and I'll order some stuff. Is that your house? You're at your house? You have like a little studio?
Yeah, it's my little studio at my house.
Cool.
Yeah, got my computer. I got a light table. Got art stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, skateboards on the walls.
Yeah, it's looking good, man. It's nice to finally chat with you, dude. Definite Santa Cruz legend, man. I appreciate your time. Is your dad still active? You still working with your dad at all?
He's retired.
Right.
But he always stays creative on his own, whatever he's doing. He's got projects at home he works on, and he's always applying his artistic vision to it. Like he's doing a lot of cement work lately, like doing walkways and planter boxes out of cement. But he's always got these like artistic, flares in it. And, like, check out this. And, I'm like, oh, what? That's cool.
That's rad. Do you ever allow him, or does he ever critique your work or anything? I mean, he's got to be super proud of you. You took it to the next level, I feel, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but he definitely loves the critique. Yeah, yeah, he'll.
That's the nice way of putting it. No.
Find something to like tweak, but that's good. I always love to hear his input and stuff. So yeah, from time to time I'll send stuff over. What do you think, Dad? And he'll give me a list of things to do, and he'll be like, do what you want, but.
Do what you want, but you should really be doing these things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. His mind's just always going, just super creative.
Cool.
So I like to, pick his brain for ideas from time to time.
Yeah. Right on, brother. Thanks again for your time. I think I covered everything. Anything else you want to shout out? Your online store again, JimboPhillips.com, Instagram at Jimbo Phillips, right?
Yeah, I also give a shout out to Merge 4 Socks. They're a sock company I've been working with, and been pumping out a bunch of. They have like really high quality socks with cool graphics on them, and I think they have a sale on some of my socks right now. So if you need new socks, head over to Merge 4, and they got some good deals, and they're really the best socks I've ever worn. They're so comfy.
That's rad,
and they last a long time too.
You're staying diverse, bro. You're all over the place. I mean, you got the shoes, you got the insoles, you got the socks. Have you ever thought about thinking of my wife? She's super into leggings. Have you ever thought about like doing some Jimbo leggings?
Oh, that would be hot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I get ideas of things, and I go online and look for who's making these and where can I get them made. So I have to look those up and see if there's a supplier out there.
Yeah. Give me a shout out if you start doing it, bro. And then also wraps. Have you ever thought about doing like car wraps? I know that'd be insane with your style, but car wraps would kind of be cool.
Yeah, car wraps. Yeah, my buddy that makes my stickers, he does some car wraps, and he has a big like giant Ford truck, and he put some of the big stickers on the sides, and it's like a driving billboard, so yeah, it'd be cool to do more of that kind of stuff. I was thinking about doing my van, put a bunch of stuff just wrapped around the van, monsters and surf freaks and stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's really no limits when it comes to art.
Yeah. That's what I like about it. Yeah. Really, your imagination is your only limit, so.
Keep it up, man. Super stoked. You're living the dream over there. So I appreciate your time. It's nice to connect with you. And I'll release this on Wednesday. I'll shoot you the link. JimboPhillips.com at Jimbo Phillips. You're the man.
Thanks, man. Great talking to you. Thanks for inviting me on. I had a blast.
Of course, brother. Yeah. Have a good weekend, dude.
Okay, you too. Talk to you later.
Yeah, take care, man.
1, 2, 3, 4. Palapalooza. Palapalooza. We're talking to you. I'm Palapalooza. Word.